Welcome back, it's me Lou, and I'm here again for another action figure unboxing and review. And today is a double feature as we are featuring this Marvel Legends Supervillains. So, first off, this is a very specific theme and wave of action figures. They're aimed more towards the Marvel supervillain. So, we're looking at the bad guy spectrum of the Marvel Universe, and more specifically, the comic book end of the Marvel Universe. I was very fortunate, and I stumbled upon these two figures today. I actually saw another figure in the wave, but he looked kind of stupid, and I kind of passed on him, and I'm kind of regretting it now because I got these two. So what we have here is we have on our left we have the good Doctor, Doctor Doom. And this is a very different take on Doctor Doom. As opposed to being in silver and green, we have a white and silver Doctor Doom. And on our right, we have the AIM Scientist Supreme, which is a great addition to your ever-growing legion of AIM action figures. You know, if you have the AIM figures from the multi-pack or the single figure, or you know, with the release of MODOK, this figure is kind of a must-buy. And as always, you know, these are build-a-figures. This guy comes with a piece, and you get to make Xemnu, if I'm saying that correctly. It kind of looks like, I don't know, a weird cross between the Wendigo and, like, I don't know, Mothman or something. So let's examine these figures up close, and let's get to business. Alright, let's start off first with the AIM Scientist Supreme. Alright, so it's cool that we're getting another AIM figure, and it's a new figure completely. It's the Scientist Supreme. Unlike previous AIM figures, most of those would be reuse action figures. The first two versions, I think they're almost identical, with the exception of their color application. I think one might have had a blue visor where the other one had black, and their paint applications on their uniform kind of varied a little bit, but I think they're essentially the same sculpts. But it's cool that we finally get a more commanding officer in the AIM army, but this is the Scientist Supreme. The box is nice. It's a little bit more eye-catching with the weird lime green in the back and on the logo, so this really kind of sticks out from the other Marvel Legend figures that you see on the shelves. The character's framed nicely. You see the big Build-A-Figure arm. He has a data pad, and it just looks cool. On the side, we have some character artwork. I believe this is the artwork of John Romita Jr., I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think it is. I might be wrong. I don't know. I might be wrong, or it looks like JR Jr.'s stuff, but there's no way to tell. It's not like he has a signature on this. Alright, so this is the AIM Scientist Supreme, brilliant and diabolical. The Scientist Supreme helms a massive criminal cabal known as Advanced Idea Mechanics, also known as AIM. So, if you've been collecting Marvel Legends for a while, you kind of already have some AIM guys. This is a must-get. You need the AIM leader. If you have MODOK, you need this dude. And it's cool to have. And here are the other figures in the Build-A-Wave figure. There's Doctor Doom. There's Dormammu. There's the Hood. I saw this guy in the store and I passed up on him. It's like, for one, I'm not familiar with the character. Number two, it looked like an angry man. It's all it looked like. It just looks like a plain angry man with a red hood and a cape. It looks like a guy that's like angry, like he wants to like fill up his car with gas and he's angry. It looks like he's cheating on his wife and he's angry at the adult bookstore. I don't know. It's a weird figure. It's very plain looking, but I'm kicking myself for passing up on him. There's Lady Deathstrike. That's the figure I want the most. I'm a big Lady Deathstrike fan. She's one of my favorite Wolverine villains, and she's the every now and then ally of the X-Men. But I want that figure. I have the Toy Biz one, and I like that figure a lot, but it's very dated, and I just kind of want this one. We have Arcade and it looks cool, but I'm kind of disappointed in the head sculpt. I kind of wanted something a little bit more cartoony and exaggerated, but this will do for now. Red Skull looks kind of cool, and we have the Scientist Supreme. Okay, let's get this guy out of his cardboard prison. Alright, first impressions while the action figure is still in the tray. Impressed. I'm impressed, but at the same time, slightly disappointed. Just because the plastic on his chest, it's kind of like, and his legs or whatever, it's that weird swirly kind of metallic finish. Like, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. And for me, it's like, normally I don't mind it, but I don't feel it right now. I was kind of hoping more that instead of this metallic finish, that they kind of go with more of the yellow that they've given us already with the previous AIM action figures, just so he'd kind of blend in with them more and it'd be a much more consistent, uniform look across the board if he had these guys next to the other AIM action figures. I don't mind it, but slightly disappointing. But that's a color choice thing, you know. What I am impressed with is the sculpt. I love the weird funky belt. It has the pouches and this weird buckle. Nice crisp details on his chest emblem. His helmet's cool. It looks a little short. All the other AIM troopers and scientist figures or whatever, they always have those weird, like, they kind of have like that beekeeper kind of looking outfit, and the helmets always seem really tall. This one seems a little bit more squat. And I'm not sure if that's just by design or if that's just how the character is, you know, in the comics. The data pad's awesome. It's kind of like a clear plastic blue, and it's neat. I like it. I want to say this is the arm we've gotten multiple times over already with, like, Wendigo and Sasquatch. But I think the fist is different because it only has 3 digits. It's a nice white, which causes some concern because I don't know if this is going to be one of those figures where in time it's just going to turn yellow. But it's cool that they still give us the Build-A-Figure option. In terms of the Supreme Scientist, his head moves. Wow, that's pretty cool. So even though he has this high raised collar, it's like his head still has full motion, which is awesome. I thought this would like hinder it, but it doesn't. The shoulders are connected to the collar, these armor pieces, and it hinders his movement, so it's only gonna go so far. But he has bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which is nice. Wrist articulation. He doesn't. There's no waist swivel, so I believe this might be a new sculpt altogether. He has no waist swivel, but he has swivel below the chest and above his abs. So he still has ab crunch, and he can twist and turn. The belt, the belt isn't molded to the costume; it's a separate piece. Die cut, and it feels nice. It's a nice figure. Does everything it should do. He looks a little short. For some reason, he just looks a little short. I don't know if it's just me. It's awesome. It's like I said, the only thing that bothers me is that I kind of wish, instead of going with this metallic gold finish, that I kind of wish he'd kind of be more in line with the other AIM figures and be more like this, like yellow. But I don't know if that's just the nature of the character. You know, if that's how he is in the comic books, where it's, you know, I don't know, but it's cool. I'm glad I have him. My AIM troopers need their leader, and in addition to MODOK, this is a great figure to have on the shelf. Next, we have the good doctor himself, Dr. Doom. Now, I haven't been keeping up to date with the Marvel Legends stuff, so some stuff is new to me when I see it on the shelves. As I've stated previously in other videos, that I still collect Marvel Legends, but I don't follow the news as much as I used to, partially because I'm still a bit burned out. And I like the surprise of just seeing new figures on the shelves without even knowing anything about what's going on. So when I saw this guy, I was really excited. And I forgot to review the box. So we'll look at the box real quick. So here's the box. Again, character artwork. I want to say this is John Romita Jr. artwork. I might be wrong, though. If anyone knows who this is, I don't know, write in the comments below. But I think my first impression was that I thought this was John Romita Jr., but now that I'm looking at it closely, I don't think that's the case. Or it might be, I don't know. So this says here, Doctor Doom. From the wreckage of colliding universes, Doctor Doom emerges as a supreme leader of a new domain known as Battleworld. Alright, so this is where I'm confused because I don't remember if I read this or not, but I read a lot of comic books. I've said this before. I read a lot of comic books, and I don't absorb everything. I'll just read them just to get them out of the way and move on to the next story. And there's stuff that sounds familiar, and there's stuff that doesn't. The costume initially, when I first saw this on the shelves, I got really excited because at first I thought it was Doctor Doom from the Future Foundation, if I remember the name correctly. So the Future Foundation was like it's a Fantastic Four thing, and it had like other members besides the Fantastic Four, like Spider-Man, and they had Doctor Doom on the Future Foundation. And when Doom was a member of the Future Foundation, he was wearing white. But this is not that costume. This is Battleworld, and I'm not familiar what Battleworld is because it sounds familiar, but I probably knew what it was at one time, but my brain probably erased it because I had to start processing information for a new X-Men book or something. So what sold me on this figure, besides the fact that it's Doctor Doom, number one, I love Doctor Doom, and it broke my heart when Marvel canceled his new comic book series that wasn't even like fully a year old. It came out prior to the pandemic, and I loved it. And then during the pandemic, they canceled the series, and it broke my heart because I love Doctor Doom, and he's a good enough character where he could solo a book. Plain and simple. Doctor Doom could solo a book. And if you look at like someone like Baron Zemo, who the general public doesn't really know anything about, you give him a TV show, he's on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, everyone loves Baron Zemo all of a sudden. Doctor Doom is like lovable from like day one. Everyone kind of knows Doctor Doom because he's the guy that gives the Fantastic Four a hard time, but he's such a complex and layered character, and I just love him. And I love this action figure. So this is a very different take on Doom. This Battleworld Doctor Doom. But in my head, I'm just going to lie to myself and just say it's Future Foundation Doctor Doom because I love Future Foundation. So I think this is the third Doctor Doom we've gotten in few recent years. So we got a Doctor Doom maybe like a year or two ago, and that one was a more modern take on Doctor Doom, and that still featured the traditional colors of green and silver. And I think maybe like some months later they gave us another Doctor Doom, but that was more so the old OG Doctor Doom, and I think that one came with maybe a different skirt, I think, and I think he came with different accessories. One of the Doctor Dooms I think had accessories based off more of his like fiddling around with magic versus the other one, which was something else. But and there was another Doctor Doom we got before those. We got it's like Doctor Doom like in the Iron Man outfit. What was that one called? I can't remember. But here's Doctor Doom in Battleworld armor, and the big selling point on me is like when I first saw this on the shelves, I got like excited. I got like giddy. I'm like, oh my god, it's new Doctor Doom, and it's the white one. My first thought was, oh, they're making Future Foundation figures. But then I read the back. I'm like, oh, I guess it's not Future Foundation. But then I saw this. This is what really sold me on the figure. Is that one of the accessories he comes with is like a skull and a spine, and I think it looks like it's articulated. This might be articulated. Oh, wow, it is. The mouth is articulated. So I was like sold just on this because my first immediate thought was, this is awesome. I want this for my Predator figures. And I don't know why it comes with this, a skull and a spine. It's morbid. It's weird. I'm not sure if this was something from the comic book or if this is for the Build-A-Figure accessory, like maybe the crazy monster eats people and you just end up with the bones. But I wanted this because, as we all know, the Predators, they always rip the humans out from their head and they yank the spine out, and I'm like, my Predator is finally gonna have a head and spine. I know NECA sometimes includes these as accessories and even have like accessory packs, but you know, this is fun to have. Its mouth opens and closes. And we get more Doom hands. Alright, so both the hands he comes with stock, they're like kind of splayed out. I want one to have a gun hand, trigger finger. So, give him the trigger finger. Yeah, okay, so let's start reviewing this guy. He's white, and I'm not sure how well white captures on my camera. So, this looks like the same hood we've gotten before. There's a nice... Yeah, it's not going to catch. There's a very fine micro texture on the hood. The hood, it doesn't come off. It does not want to come off. Doom's head sculpt's nice. It's what you expect from Dr. Doom in his face. I'm really hoping one day, unless they've given to us already and I've forgotten, but have they given us a Dr. Doom without the mask where his face is all marred? The cape is nice. There's a nice micro texture on that also. This is a beautiful figure. It's kind of that swirly silver metallic plastic, but it's not as bad as this guy. The holster is nice. This pistol's already in there. It has a signature D on there. Double strap buckle. And I believe most of this is just reuse. It's awesome. It's cool. It's all the articulation you come to expect from Marvel Legends. Elbow, double jointed elbow, arms moves, bicep swivel. The legs kick out, and it's nice that his skirt's split down the middle, so he can kick up, you know, as far as you want. Thigh cut, I believe. Yeah, it's a very different take on Doom. If you're like one of those collectors where you just want the iconic versions of the character, I can see you passing up on this. But if you're like me and you love Dr. Doom, you're not going to care what he's wearing. You know, they can make Dr. Doom in pajamas and I'll buy that action figure. So, this is Dr. Doom. Alright, let's talk numbers. So, if I had to rate these figures numerically, Dr. Doom, I want to say an 8. My first impression was a 9. If I love a figure or character, I'm always quick to say I want to rate that a 9. You know, it's almost perfect. This guy, I'm gonna hold back and say he's an 8. Mostly because it's nothing. It's not. And I take it back. I'm changing my review. I want to give this guy a 9. I'm looking at this guy, and my first thought is he looks like an assassin from like Assassin's Creed. This is a very Assassin's Creed looking outfit. The cape looks very Assassin's Creed. The belt looks very Assassin's Creed. And, yeah, this is Dr. Doom as an assassin in Assassin's Creed. He's going to take on the Templars, and it's going to be awesome. So this is no longer Dr. Doom from Battle World. This is my Dr. Doom from Assassin's Creed. In another universe, he's like DLC in the game, and I'm going to pay an extra $5 just so my character could dress up as Dr. Doom and still be an Assassin's Creed character. And now that I keep on talking about Assassin's Creed, I want another one of these to customize and make an Assassin's Creed guy, even though there are Assassin's Creed action figures. Yeah, this guy's a 9. I love him. This guy's I want to say 7.5 to an 8. You know, you can rate him higher if you want. He is a must-buy. If you have AIM troopers in your collection, he is a must-buy. You can't have, like, Stormtroopers and not have a Darth Vader. You can't have Cobra infantrymen and not have a Cobra commander. So if you have AIM soldiers, AIM scientists, and if you have MODOK, this is a must-get. You need him. And he comes with a really cool data pad. And you can make him pretend he's like crunching numbers or, I don't know, just doing whatever these guys do. And the Doom accessory, this alone, This is amazing. It opens and closes. I don't remember if we've gotten this before already, but I'm in love with it. My Predator will love it. Okay, let's wrap this up. Once again, my name is Lou. Thank you for dropping by and checking out this video. I greatly appreciate it. You know, feel free to drop by anytime, leave a comment or whatever. You know, I don't know. It's a struggle. It's a constant struggle. I enjoy action figures. It's fun, and doing this is it's almost like a second job. I don't put a lot. I'm kind of lazy, so if you look back, there was a period of time with a couple of videos that's like I was kind of messing around with like green screen and production and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's fun, and I kind of want to get a little bit deeper into it. But for me, it's like it was just more about the content, like the amount of time it took me to like record an intro and edit the video and worry about the green screen and the lighting. I'm like, it's time I could just use to film videos and just talk about figures. So, you know, I try to put out like a video every day. I try to film at least one video every day. And I want it to be an experience that I enjoy. So that's why my videos are kind of low end and low maintenance. You know, it's normally done by the time my workday is over, and there's like time for me to decompress. And for me, just reviewing these action figures and taking them out of the box, it's almost like essentially me playing with them. You know, it's the only chance I get to really play with them, because the rest of my life gets kind of hectic and busy. So I appreciate you coming by and checking out these videos. It means a lot. So let's wrap this up. I hope you have a wonderful day. Go buy yourself some toys, and I'll see you again later. Take care.